So the first one was just to collect and discuss use cases. We might potentially want to merge that with the second one, which is on federation and metadata standard efforts. I think in both cases, it would be useful to try and collect a list of the standards that are out there besides the really obvious big ones. And then let's see the other two topics we have. The relationship to the common coordinate frameworks. It's kind of unfortunate the common coordinate framework discussion is going on in parallel to this. So a little hard to coordinate there. And then there is a separate breakout tomorrow on cell annotation, but I thought it might be useful to talk about cell ontologies and how they fit into the picture right now as well. I don't know about everybody else. In the previous session that I was in, it ended up being one big discussion where we went through all the topics, and that kind of worked quite nicely. What kind of numbers have we got here? I'm trying to think, it's probably not enough to split into 4 sessions.
Yes, we've got 41 participants right now.
Oh, 41, okay. Wow.
So I think we definitely will want to split. I would say that topics 2, 3, and 4 are distinct enough and would have a different draw that these should definitely go on. And then it's about whether there's anyone who wants to go to subtopic 1. So just to reiterate, subtopic 1 is common metadata schemas and their use cases. Subtopic 2, federation and metadata standards efforts, goals for collaboration and unification. Subtopic 3, how should we reference anatomy and common coordinate frameworks in metadata? And subtopic 4 is what do we need from cell ontologies and how can we extend them in an age of data-driven cell type definition? So I guess first I would ask, out of those 4, please speak up if you would want to go to subtopic number 1. Or we can vote by just going to the rooms, and then we can, if any room is too small, we can redivide.
Can I ask a question? This is Ian. For anyone who was in the previous session this morning about clinical data, how would the things that we were talking about there bridge into this, and how would those disappear into, specifically, how would any of those disappear into any of those 4 groups that were just mentioned?
I think we were not planning to touch on the clinical metadata in these sessions necessarily, since there was a separate session on that. David?
So the things that I'm referring to are the sense of sample provenance, and clinical data, including things which are to do with the collection, handling, and processing of biospecimens, which I certainly think fit within the scheme of what you're thinking about as metadata.
I think that was more into the subtopic number 1, which would be some of those base things that should be shared, or 1 and 2.
Okay, thank you.
And just so we're aware, first of all, for those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Andy. I'm the facilitator here. I was delayed slightly by a traffic jam on the internet, but I have now opened up. If you have a look on the KaiStorm Navigator, you'll see that those 4 sub-pages are available if you wish to use them.
Well, I think at this point, it might be easiest just to vote by going to the relevant subtopic.
Mm-hmm.
That sound good? And then we can do introductions in those smaller groups.
And so just so everyone's clear, you just click on the one you want to go to and click the Join Zoom button. And Carol, we've got moderators for each of those 4 areas, correct?
Yes, we do.
Lovely. Okay. I will stay here for a moment just in case anyone has any technical problems whilst everyone scoots off to their breakout areas.